Hey everybody, welcome back to A Better Computer. My name is Matt, and today's video is all about podcast creators and how they can easily add chapters to their podcast episodes. So I'm going to walk you through my new app called ChapterPod that just came out. It's available for free on the iPhone, iPad, and Mac. You can use it a couple times for free to see if it works for you. If it does, there's an in-app purchase for a one-time payment to keep using it forever. So I'm going to show you what it does. I'm actually going to give you a preview of features that aren't quite released yet, but will be out in a couple days most likely. But yeah, I have been using this for a few months, and it has really helped me do my work, so I think it'll help you as well. So, as a basic example of how you can use the app, I've got my unprocessed file here. This is just exported from my editing software, and I want to drag it in here. And so there's not a lot here yet. Let's go ahead and add my podcast title, Comfort Zone. Oh boy, I can never type on camera. We're going to call this Where Is Everyone? And then I'm going to pull in the show art. So there we go. I've got that in there. Now I can go ahead and start adding chapters. And there's a couple ways to do this. The first way, and the primary way I think a lot of people will use this, is you can just start listening to the episode in line and then start adding chapters. So I always want to start with a chapter and say, hello, command return to create that, and then we would just listen to the show. Welcome to Comfort Zone. So it's going to be playing right now, and yeah, I'm talking over myself, so it's going to be a little confusing, but effectively I can listen. I'll pause it, and then I'll just drag to a position later here. So let's say I'm at 251. I want to create a new chapter, hit the plus, 251 it's created, and say second, I cannot type on camera. And now that's created. You can hit the play button to go back to those spots and kind of start playing from there. Make sure the timing's great. This is super easy. You can also drag in images. I'll drag in the same one here. You can add images to your chapters, so when that chapter is playing in the podcast app, it'll show that instead of your normal cover art. You can add links, so if you want to add a URL that can be clicked from that chapter. Not all podcast apps support this, but if they do, they'll show this. And so all the things are there, and once you're done, you can go ahead and export it. And it'll just export as an MP3 file that has the chapters embedded. There are a couple other things I want to show. So as an example, if I open my text editor here, I actually sometimes will listen outside of the app, even though I can do them from inside the app. I have I'm used to doing it in like a podcast app or even QuickTime sometimes, and I'll just write them down in a text document or in a task in things or something, just some sort of note. So if you have them in kind of this format with like a time, any sort of divider, and then the text of the chapter title, you can actually copy these and then go up here and you can import chapters from text, or you can copy chapters as text, whichever you want. So we're going to import. We'll do that. It's detected from my pasteboard that I have this here. So there they are. It's going to convert them into these. That looks good. Let's import. And they're just there. So if you've done the work already to create them in text, you can just import them that quickly right into the app. So that's super, super useful. I really like that. Additionally, let's go ahead and just copy 84 to my clipboard to kind of prove that's here. Delete, paste, 84. Okay. If I want to, for example, create the podcast here and then I also upload to YouTube and I want YouTube style chapters, no problem. That's where we can go up here, copy chapters as text, and here when I paste, it's going to look exactly like we just saw, but it's going to give you those so you can just paste them into a YouTube description. Really nice, really convenient. We do that for Comfort Zone, and it's just very, very nice. Now, let me show you one other thing. I also make an app called Quick Subtitles, which is a powerful app for generating subtitle files for your videos and audio files. But I've also included a basic transcript feature here. So it's using the same technology. It's generating a transcript for this podcast episode. And I'll show you what's very special about that once that's done. While it's processing, I'll just bring up the settings here real quick to say, I do have a chapter offset, so if while it's playing you hit the plus button, you can add an offset up to 3 seconds, so you don't have to be perfectly quick on the draw. You can hear the moment, and then if it takes you another second or two, you can go ahead and set that so that it backs it up a second. And then If you are importing AIFF or WAV files, then it's going to convert it to an MP3 for you, or M4A files as well. It'll convert to an MP3 for the export, and you can choose the quality setting here. So a couple settings, not too much yet. I'm sure there'll be more eventually. But the transcript is complete, and I can download it if I want, just save it wherever I want. But also, I can go into this transcript mode, and this is where it gets super cool in my opinion, because I can just look at the transcript and find the spots where I want to insert chapters, right? So I can review, I already have this Xbox or ROG Xbox LAX chapter title, and then I can see that what I say right after that is exactly what I wanted. If I go down here, I can see the unboxing experience, cool. And let's just say I wanted to add a chapter between these two. Hit the plus here. It's going to do it for 618, which is right before this one, and say new test chapter. Create it, and there it is. Love, love, love this. This has been super, super useful for me. I can also search, so I could do, I say Xbox a lot in this. I can find where I say specific words, and I can just go through them and say, oh, that's where it is. I'll go ahead and add the chapter here. Like, it's super, super awesome to be able to edit and add chapters by this, because also it gets rid of the need to like time it perfectly, because you can just look where I said certain things and put the chapter title right in front of that. It works great. I love this feature. This works just awesome for me. So yeah, you can do the traditional method of just kind of listening and doing that, or you can go through the text. Again, this part of it, this transcript editing mode, is in the 1.1, which is, again, hopefully out in the next couple days. But yeah, I'm really, really, really excited about this, because this is, I thought the app was already useful when I was using this view, and it's even more useful using this view. So pretty cool. And you can listen to it. I should say, if I click on this,
how are you doing?
it's going to play, and it's going to auto kind of move through the list as it talks.
Super cold outside
and so
right
you can
now,
just kind of
but
like
I'm
listen
healthy,
and
which
look at the
is
text
unfortunately not
at the same
something I can
time.
say
So
about-
super cool. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Once you're done, again, you can export it as a file, and that'll just work. And then you can just close when you're done, and you're good to go. Drag in your next file and start over. So that is ChapterPod. It is, again, a free download available on the iPhone, iPad, and Mac. There have been other tools to do this in the past. Forecast by Marco Arment is an awesome app, has existed for a long time, but that was Mac only, and it didn't have some of the features that we've got here. Yeah, so that's been available on the Mac, but if you're an iPhone or iPad user, you didn't have any options. And I really like being able to do this on the go. While I'm walking the dog, I can listen to my podcast. I can add the chapters as we go, and I don't have to wait until I get back to the Mac to do it. So super cool, super nice, in my opinion. I'm definitely biased. I made it. But yeah, that is ChapterPod, and available now for all Apple platforms.